Hello everyone, Mariana here from Change Naturopathy. How is everybody doing? Last time we talked about intestinal permeability or leaky gut and how increased inflammation in the gut triggered by the triggering the immune system causing the gut lining and tight junctions to become permeable instead of semi-permeable that caused actually that leakage in the gut and actually transfer of the toxins or undigested foods particles into the bloodstream that can lead down the road to development of autoimmune disease, development of chronic health issues. But fortunately we do have some interventions that we can help improve our gut health and return our gut health to the normal and balanced state by using simple lifestyle changes or nutritional changes and adding some herbs or nutritional supplements. So individualized gut protocol could be applied for anybody depending of the situation after the certain assessment. I also pointed out that there's a connection between our gut and other systems in our body. Particularly today we will talk about connection between gut and our brain. There's that powerful connection between gut and brain and gut health and how we feel. The simplest way to understand actually that connection is when you are preparing. I probably already mentioned this example, but that's really a specific example and very simple to understand. When you're preparing for a specific exciting date or preparing for interview or preparing for some presentation, you are probably stressed and anxious about it, and after some time you start feeling some symptoms. You have a pain in the gut, you have butterflies in the gut, in your stomach, or you feel really fatigued, or you might end up having several trips to the bathroom and end up with diarrhea. So there we see that actually connection between brain and what's happening in our mind and sending the messages to our gut, and then we ending up with those symptoms. Many research demonstrated that gut is communicating with the brain and has power influence over physical conditions of the brain and cognitive functions of the brain. So maintaining the healthy gut is really very important to keep our brain healthy and our mood happy. So we can say that gut and brain talk to each other, and that gut-brain connection is called also gut-brain axis. Communication between gut and brain is happening through two main networks. One is the vagus nerve, that started in the brainstem at the back of our head and ending up traveling down to the gut. And another one is via our gut microbiome that we discussed in the previous videos also. So when our microbiome, that's a family of microbes in our body, in our gut, gets out of balance, can trigger immune system to react and start creating and producing inflammation. Inflammation in the gut can cause inflammation in the brain, which has been linked with low mood, poor mental well-being, and development of anxiety and depression. So anxiety might be contributing to our gut issues, but they are likely that some gut health issues like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, can cause also promotion of anxiety and stress as well. So leaky gut and inflammation can affect mood and behavior, as inflammation could be transferred to brain, as I said, via that gut-brain axis. And that's inflammation of the brain is called neuroinflammation, and that chronic neuroinflammation is one possible cause of anxiety and depression and other mental health and cognitive issues. Because it reduces the brain ability to activate our executive center in the brain, which is responsible for mood regulation and taking actions of our thoughts and our beliefs. So symptoms of that chronic neuroinflammation is usually brain fog, fatigue, poor concentration, unclear thoughts, slow cognitive processing. And that inflammation of the brain can have an effect on our ability to also digest food because it disrupts the communication between the gut and the brain. In addition, that increased inflammation, gut inflammation leads to compromised production of some vitamins that are produced in our gut, or also compromising absorption of nutrients from food that we eat. So we're not getting enough nutrients. And a really good example I can give you in one case that I have, one client was suffering from anxiety and behavioral outbursts, and after assessment and taking a history, we found out that she had a good diet, good social and family support. There wasn't any identified emotional triggers in the past, but after results of functional testing, we could have seen that main trigger was microbiome imbalance and increased candida and yeast overgrowth that led also to many food sensitivities. That obviously, even with a good diet, with a good lifestyle and environment, social and family environment, because of imbalance in her gut microbiome, absorption of nutrients from the food, good food that she was eating, nourishing food that she was eating, didn't actually provided all those nutrients, and she was really severely nutrient deficient. And when we finished with the gut protocol and healed her gut, her anxiety and her moods improved really. And from that moment, she didn't have any emotional outbursts and didn't have really anxiety triggers. So really, in this case, we can see that source of imbalance in our microbiome that are fueling inflammation can help with identifying that underlying cause of the anxiety. And many research actually pointed out that people who are were suffering from anxiety and depression, they compared that research compared their microbiome composition with people who didn't suffer from anxiety or depression, and that microbiome composition was really different. That people with depression, anxiety obviously had lots of imbalance, usually have an imbalance in the gut microbiome. And we know really well that symptoms of anxiety, depression could show up as inability to take action and get motivated to do everyday tasks in everyday life. So from the example that I showed with my client, we can see that mental health issues like anxiety needs really holistic approach and looking at all around areas of individual or clients' really life, psychological, physical, spiritual, social imbalances, if we want really to find all the triggers or underlying causes of possible anxiety and mood changes and depression. So hope you enjoyed this topic about connection between gut and brain. And if you have any questions, just pop it down in the comments, and I will be happy to reply and respond to you. Enjoy your long weekend, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye for now.